Welcome to day 2 of the beginner series, waist hooping drills. First, grab a bigger hoop, preferably one you can waist hoop with. Start with the hoop on the small of your back. You're going to want to give it a nice flat spin. Push it in either direction you feel is comfortable for you. I am going to the left. To keep the hoop going, I am just shifting my hips from side to side. And you can either put one foot in the front of each other and shifting back and forth. I just want to make sure the hoop is hitting my belly button. That is where I want it to be on my waist. If the hoop starts to fall, you can wiggle to get it back up. Again, that looks like if it starts to fall to your hips, notice how I bend down to really just pick it up with my body to wiggle it back up. Or if it falls, you can also go faster, harder, which just means you're bringing all of that energy into the waist. To stop the hoop, I just want to stop with my thumb facing down. That will get me in an outside grip. I'm going to follow the hoop and grab very close to my waist. So again, thumb down, following the hoop to just grab close to my waist. For waist breaks and reversals, what I'm doing is pushing the hoop in my natural current, and then I will push the hoop in my opposite current but not react to it. Let it do a couple of spins from the momentum. This will help me get used to doing breaks. Notice how I turn to help brace myself for grabbing the hoop. And then also when I push, I'm gonna make sure I wanna push it into my belly button. That will give me my focus point to start hooping. Now we are going to find the 5 gaps and empty spaces. We have our right side, our left side, right side outside, left side outside, and right in the middle. For our right side, when you bring your hand in, you want to bring it down to your hip and swing it to the other hip. My hand is very close to my body, almost kind of touching my body the entire time. For the left side, you're going to go crossbody. Again, I am hooping to the left. So right hoopers, this will be opposite for you. So I will go to my opposite right hip to my left. Again, my hand is very close to my body. So going right in front, my hand is further away from my body, and I'm really finding that gap right in front of me. This will help me whenever I am learning how to shoulder hoop. If you start to lose the hoop, just remember wiggle, faster, harder. But this will help me with getting my arms in and learning that timing. So finding it on the outside of the hoop, this might be a little harder, but what I'm doing is just following that hoop. So just guiding it. And then for the left side, I'm just following that empty space. Again, going crossbody because I am hooping to the left. Now we are going to learn turning and pivoting with the hoop. I'm going to start with quarter turns first. This is a great drill to be able to learn how to keep the hoop going and turning with the hoop, of course, because that's very important in hooping. So I'm just doing quarter turns at the beginning, and then now I'm going to switch it to half turns, so a full half turn. Remember, wiggle and faster, harder if you start to lose the hoop. Another half turn. Now I'm just going to move side to side, so feet together, feet apart. Feet together, feet apart. And now you can start walking forward or walking backwards. Really just getting used to just traveling and keeping the hoop on your waist. Now you can start by marching in place. This is really what's going to help you in your practice. This will slow the gap down for you to be able to learn how to shoulder hoop, so you can maybe find those gaps and spaces easier this way as well. You have more timing to really get your hand in there as you turn. Another great drill to practice that'll help you with the lift off is getting used to your hand being behind your back. Now for me, I have the hoop going into my right hand. Again, I am hooping to the left and I am right hand dominant. All right, now to see what the lift off looks like, grabbing the hoop behind your back and lifting it up into lasso. All right, so starting with the hoop in your right hand, of course I'm hooping to the left, might be left hand if you're hooping to the right. I'm starting with my palm facing away from me. I will be bringing the hoop up in a very awkward crossbody motion. The hoop will do one rotation around my thumb. So you will see this. Notice how here it is on my thumb, and then I will shoot my fingers to the sky. I don't want you to think too much about this because it's more natural than you think. Really, turning is what's going to help you the most with this move. So once you get that grip behind you, grab the hoop and just start to turn or move your arm up across body as quickly as you can to get it into that lasso. If you wanted to start with lasso first, have the hoop in your dominant hand. For me, that's the right hand. I have my left hand there for support because the hoop might be a little heavy. I'm going to push the hoop in the direction that I want to be spinning when I'm waist hooping. So for me, that's the left. What I'm doing to keep the hoop there is just pulsing my hand back and forth. I create that L shape so it could create a barrier for the hoop to not go down. Now from lasso, I'm going to want to find the gap. Finding this gap will help me be able to bring the hoop from my hand to my hip. So finding the gap is really finding that opening for me to put my hand through to bring it to my hip. What I'm doing is bringing my hand across body, so you can think about it even being a seat belt. Notice here how I am not gripping the hoop. I am basically just guiding it to where I want it to go. So I'm bringing it across my body to just guide it to my waist. Once it has come and hit my waist, I'm going to immediately start hooping to keep it at my waist. Another way you can stop the hoop from lasso is just to grip the hoop, grab it on the other side, and then you can just float down, or also called sustained spinning down. Get the hoop back onto the waist and push it in your natural direction. You can do this at the top, so just grabbing the hoop and floating it back up, and then pushing it back into lasso. Another great drill to do is hip hooping. So let the hoop fall a little bit, but you want it to keep it at your hips. Again, I am doing that side to side motion. So you can just really just train this. This is the beginning of your coiling. So let it fall down, do a couple rotations, and then you can bring it back up. So just letting it fall to your hips. Notice how much I am exaggerating that side to side motion to really just keep it at my hips, and then just coiling it back up when you're ready. This is great for you to get used to bringing the hoop down, which will be really important when it comes to knee hooping. I'll be ending with another great way to grab the hoop, a two-arm catch. I will be grabbing the hoop in the crook of my arm. So just think about hitting the crook of your arm. You can grab one and then the other. Or you can swing your arms back. So do a swing back and catch and lift off. This is just great for transitioning into other things. So again, I'm swinging back to stop the hoop and then lifting up and off. Hope you all enjoyed this beginner tutorial. Next week I will have more off-body moves. Happy hooping!